any stretch of the imagination. But I do have a remarkable group of women who are my sounding board and who like to come and shadow me in parties and tell me what I do right and what I do wrong. And they love to share their ideas with me as well. So everything that I'm sharing with you today is really nothing original. There is absolutely no original thought in my head. Everything that I share comes from other people, from what I've learned. And I have learned a lot in the last 12 months. I have learned how to be bad at Facebook parties, and I've learned how to be pretty good at Facebook parties too. So let's get started. When we're talking about Facebook parties, there is no one-size-fits-all for your Facebook party. Unfortunately, I can't stand up here and I can't give you a script and say, if you follow this script to a T, you are going to rock your Facebook parties. It doesn't happen. You have to find what works for you. You have to find your form, and then once you find it, create a whole bunch of different versions of it. Create a 1-hour version, and a 3-day version, and a 5-day version, and a week version if you're keen. But it has to be unique to you. I can share with you a little bit about what I do, and I'm hoping that will give you the inspiration and the motivation to go and find your form. Events versus groups is a big debate with Facebook parties, and again, it really has to do with what works for you. I have a downline sitting over there who rocks parties in groups. She rocks parties in groups. I myself cannot do parties in groups. They just don't work for me. So I use events, and I use events for 3 reasons. I love that going button. Love, love, love the going button. I use that going button as an incentive for my hostesses and as an incentive for my guests. So I often will flash something pretty across the screen. For the last few months, it has been shattered glass. Flash it across the screen and say, you press that going button and you're going to get a sheet of this in the mail. Well, not going to get it, but go into the drawer to get a sheet just by pressing the going button. So I do something to entice my guests to hit the going button. And then I say to my hostesses, if you can get 25 people to press that going button and say they're going to attend, I will send you that sheet off your wish list. And I get them to send me their wish list. So I know I have yet to come across a hostess who doesn't have a wrap on her wish list that I have in my inventory. So it's a pretty safe bet that I'm going to be able to send her something. So that's why I love it. I also love it because it helps us to have a bit of etiquette with online parties, because not all of our hostesses will actually follow our instructions. I have lost track of the number of times that my hostesses have posted, welcome to my online party, please don't feel like you have to buy anything, just play the games, have fun, and you'll get some prizes. Love my hostesses, but they don't like to follow instructions. So, I find that the events force a bit of etiquette. You don't want to have 150 of their closest friends in your online party without the option of saying no. So, being able to press that going button, or even the can't go button, is really quite empowering for guests. And even those people who press the can't go button, I send them a little message. Hey, I'm so sad that you couldn't make it, but you know what, it's okay. If you ever have any Jamboree needs in the future, please don't hesitate to contact me. Send them a copy of your electronic business card and a copy of your website, and say, if you decide you do want to come after a little while, no worries. Send me a message and I'll make sure you're in. And simple. So you are connecting with as many people as possible. And I'm not left with 1,001 bazillion groups to manage at the end of a 6-month period. All right, we start our Facebook parties by getting our hostesses to personally invite their guests. I do this with Red Stamp. Who doesn't have Red Stamp? You need to write that down and go and find Red Stamp in your app store. Red Stamp is a great app to be able to create invitations. To create the invitation, send it to your hostess and say, this is an opportunity for you to email, PM, text message, this invitation, but I also give them a script. They don't always use it, but that's okay. It gives them an idea of what they can say to invite their guests to come. So I start my Facebook parties about 1.5 to 2 weeks before the actual start date. I open the event, I send the hostess the invitation, and I get her to invite her guests in small little groups. I try and get her to do it in lots of 10. Now, why do we do it in lots of 10? I want you to just come with me to the beach. We are walking down onto the sand, and all of a sudden we notice over on the left there's this massive crowd of people, and they are standing around pointing at something on the sand, and there's a flow of activity, there's lots of excitement, they're pointing at something on the sand. What's the first thing you do? You go and check it out. Yeah, you guys are just like me. I'm a nosy partner. I want to know what's going on. So I go straight down there and check it out. The same thing happens with Facebook parties. If you get invited to a Facebook party and there is 150 other people invited and 3 people going, are you likely to press that going button? It doesn't sound like something I want to be a part of. But if you get a personal invitation from a hostess, and you have a look at the event, and there are 20 people going, and only another 16 who have been invited, you might think to yourself, this could be something I want to be a part of. There seems to be quite a lot of people going, and you might just press that going button. It's just a little bit of psychology. So I say to my hostesses, those people who love you the most, those people who are your mum, your mother-in-law, your sister, all those people who will go to anything that you put on because they love you, they're the ones you invite first. And then you work out from that so that she's got people going before anybody else turns up. Okay, I set up the event, the host invites her guests, and I go live. Going live is the best way to create activity in your online parties. Make sure that you are showing the people, the guests, that you are a real person. You're not just somebody behind an image. You're a real person. So go live as much as possible. I talk to them about how the party's going to work. I explain about the early bird draw. I talk about code words in my videos. I talk about how they can request some samples, and I tell them that if they request a sample and post a picture of their sample on their hands, they will get something else as well. When you are starting your party, you have to set the stage. And my parties are all about being a blessing. How can I be a blessing to not just my hostess, but also the guests? I want to bless people with product. So I post this. That's one of the very first things I post is how to get some product into their hands. And then I get them to comment, and I try to exceed expectations and send them more than what they're expecting. Now, these sample people, the people who request samples, they are your most important part of the party. These people are your future party and team member pool. These are the people who are going to be potentially joining your team. So you want to connect with them straight away. As soon as they request that sample, send them a message. Or as soon as they send you their address, send them a message. Become friends with them as quickly as possible. We need to make our parties fun from the word go. You want to be engaging. You need to make it fun. Use exclusive or retired designs to draw them in. I think I'm going to be moving on to JAMbition because, oh my goodness, how amazing is that? So they need to want to win the product that you're putting up with your early bird draw. And see this post here, this is the post about early bird draw. I would say that this post is actually too wordy. It's the longest post I have in my party, and there's probably too many words in that. People aren't going to read all that. Why do people open up Facebook? Because they're bored. They're scrolling through Facebook because they're killing time, they're bored, they want to be entertained. So if our posts are not entertaining, we have to delete them. If your posts are not entertaining, hey guys, do we call them Facebook parties? Or do we call them Facebook lectures? We call them Facebook parties. We are partying online. We're not lecturing them about products. You'd be surprised at the amount of people who are having fun partying who go to your website and learn more about the product than what you're sharing in your party. So your party has to be, your posts have to be endearing, honest, open. You have to laugh with your guests. Be upbeat, be goofy, be entertaining. My team are probably giggling because I talk about the creepy clown all the time. Don't be a creepy clown. Go live often. You need to show them that you're a real person. Go live as much as you can. Try and go live at least once a day in your parties. Or if you're doing a 1-hour party, go live every 15 minutes for 3 minutes. Your daytime posts have to be entertaining, interactive. Search Pinterest for all of those Jamberry funnies. If it's not funny, entertaining, or interactive, don't post it. You can post information posts in the weeks leading up to the party date, but once you get to that party date, your party has to be a party. Use intentional language. Make sure that you sound like you, though. This is why I'm not giving you a script. You have to sound like you. Be enthusiastic. I love this quote. This was shared with me by my lead executive very early on in my Jamberry career. There is a direct correlation between the success in Jamberry and the overuse of exclamation marks. Boom! Use them all the time. But and avoid the buy now posts. Instead, post up, ooh, so pretty. And people are going to agree with you. Okay, you need to play games, and lots of games. We are partying and having fun and entertaining. So find as many games as you can and play them. They don't always have to have a prize attached to them. The prize could be bragging rights. It doesn't have to be a physical prize. But your main goal is to entertain and then birth new Jamberry addicts. And then you want to follow up. You want to follow up with everybody who has requested a sample, who has played, who has commented, liked on any of your posts. Following up is so important. You want to invite them to your VIP group. You want to invite them to follow your business page. Send them, and when they do enter your VIP group, send them a message with a coupon code that has an expiry date for a free sheet of wraps when they book their online party with you, or when they make their first purchase with you. Bless them. But you always need to make sure that you're inviting them. Do not just add them. Make sure you're inviting. Okay. I want to share and bless you guys with some resources that I have. So if you take a photo of this slide and you get a QR scanner on your phone, this code is going to take you to a shared Google Drive folder, and it has this presentation in it, and it also has a whole bunch of slides, possible posts that you can get started with. My goal for this is to be an ongoing updated folder. So, yeah, thanks for listening.